Hey, everybody, and welcome. We are here with Greg and Noelle Upchurch. Super excited about business tips. So, if you're on the call and you're a customer only, you may want to hop off. This is going to be about making money, how to make money, and how to get your side hustle on. So, we're going to start with Greg. I'm going to let him just share who he is today, and then we're going to go back to how he got to where he is, which, by the way, you're like a super celebrity to us. Okay, you might act like you're not, but you're super celeb to us. So Greg, I'm going to turn it over to you if you want to just share who you are and a little bit of background.
My name is Greg Upchurch. I'm from a little town in Oklahoma, and I'm a drummer. I play in the band Three Doors Down. Currently, I've been in the band for 14 years. Before that, I was in a band called Puddle of Mud, and for 4 years from the beginning when that band started. Before that, I played with Chris Cornell, the singer from Soundgarden. Before that, I was in a band called 11 who toured with Soundgarden, and we opened up for Pearl Jam. We got to know those guys and toured with those guys. So that was a big part of the Seattle scene and LA and that kind of thing. And I've just, I've always played drums, and I've always basically gone for it. Because like I tell people, if you want to know a positive way to live your life and what to do, is I always think of myself as like, I'm watching, my life is a movie that I'm watching. And when I've come up with a problem, I'm like, what does my character do next? If you're watching a movie and you know from an outsider point, you're like, of course he goes to California and tries to do a career in music. I mean, that's what I want him to do if I'm watching this. So I made that decision. And like going back to my points earlier was, it's not as hard as people think it is to do anything you want to do. You just got to start. Can you just start? And then you'll see, it's like doing an essay in 8th grade. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. The last day, I'm going to cram. As soon as you start, it's like, oh, okay. Just get going, because life ain't going to wait for you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go make it your own. You got to go do what you do, whatever that is. It's music, it's sales, it's whatever. And going to the marketing aspect of it, or networking. I mean, life is networking. Everything in life is networking. Regardless if you go to Harvard and get a degree in whatever it is, you're going to be networking the whole time you're going to school to get those jobs. Those are going to be more important than the actual education you receive. That's my belief. Because, I mean, there's a lot of doctors out there that don't know what the hell they're talking about. How did they get those jobs? I bet they got a friend that got them that job that they met in medical school 9 times out of 10. So that's the stigma of networking that you hear sometimes is crazy, because that's all we do in our daily life every day.
Yep.
Meeting somebody, to talking to somebody, to whatever you do. So my thing is like, don't be afraid to get started on anything, and don't be ashamed of anything. Because if you get started on it, I'm here to tell you, like I told Wes in the interview, I've graduated with 30 some odd kids or 40 kids in a town of one. I have one red light. You'll be through town in about a minute and a half drive, 2 minutes maybe. And I moved to Hollywood, and next thing you know, I played, inauguration for the presidents. I've played everywhere in the world. I've been everywhere, every continent, except Antarctica. I've been everywhere. So I've been able to use this ability to basically, I'm my own manager. I'm my own entrepreneur. I'm the one who's doing this. And nobody helped me. Nobody showed me what to do. I figured this out all on my own. I mean, I was 22 years old, moved out to LA. I knew one person, and I lived in an apartment with him, got a job in Hollywood on Sunset. And I did all the things that I figured I needed to do. And it was meeting people, because you never know when that one person is going to walk through the door. It's going to change your life. And it's what's going to happen probably 9 times out of 10 to everybody. You're going to meet somebody one day that's going to change your life. And you have to be able to go for it. You have to go and do it. And you have to be able to wade through the 9,900 people that aren't going to change your life. but you can't be discouraged by that. You got to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I don't know how I got off on that tangent.
No, it's great. I wanted to be conversational. So take us then to when you moved out, 20-year-old LA. Did you have any hard times, and how did you get through it? Did you think about quitting?
The hardest part was having like Thanksgiving and Taco Bell was, I remember that for that first Thanksgiving, just a Taco Bell, and there's four guys in a 2-bedroom apartment, and everybody was gone but me. And like, I remember calling my mom crying, or, I can't do this. I got to come home. I don't know anybody. And she was like, no, you got to stay out there. You got to try a little longer. It was probably not even quite a year at that point. And I'd never been to Los Angeles until I moved there. That was the first time I'd ever seen California, was when I drove there with my drums in my car. I literally had my clothes stuffed inside my drums inside my car in my little Mazda, this little 4-door nothing car that could barely make it. And I got a job, like I said, in Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard, and meeting people, like hanging out with Dice Clay, and just because it's LA, it's you're gonna meet these people. It's not as big of a town you think. But I starved. I ate once or twice a day if I was, twice a day if I was lucky. People thought I was going to get a drug addiction out there. I'm like, I can't even afford drugs. How am I going to get a drug addiction? You know what I mean? So it's like, that was I just was a poor kid, the LA, everybody, the story, it's just like a movie. It really is. It's just like, I slept on an air mattress behind a couch for a year until I moved up to the couch. And then that guy moved out, and then I moved to the bedroom, because it was funny. It's like, there was one guy there who stayed there the whole time, and then 3 guys that interchanged around him that were musicians that would come out there and give up and go back home, go out there and go. And I finally stuck. And he's like, oh my God, one of you guys actually did it. So, because I thought I made a career when I got, you mean they were going to pay me $200 a week, I think. And I was like, oh my God, this is it, and that's when, and in LA, when, I remember seeing gas for the first time for like $2.50 a gallon and freaking out, going, oh my God, this is like 1992 or 3 or whatever. So, and I remember the day when I left Oklahoma, it was 99 cents a gallon. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden there's $2.50. I'm like, how am I going to do this? Because my parents cut me off. They were like, if you want to go to LA, we, good luck. We hope obviously the best, but we can't pay your rent. We can't send you money. You have to get a job. You're going to have to. And it was exciting though. Just having a new life was kind of interesting to me, to see what's happening. And like I said, you just got to go for it. You just had to go for it and struggle. Yeah. Hell yeah. I struggled. Oh my God, did I struggle? Kat, I don't know where she went, but she fed me for years. That's how me and Noelle met, was through Kat. Mm-hmm. She was my neighbor. And every Sunday she knew I was like a cat. Like, you'd leave some milk outside and the cat won't go away. That was me. She would feed me. I remember we'd watch X-Files and she cooked dinner. And, and she fed like 3 of us, Mm. And that was the only like cooked meal we would eat, other than like, like I told you that one story when the power went off in my place, and I remember it was dark. I just got back from work or a gig, and I'm feeling around the cupboards. And there's no power, no electricity. And I found a can in a box, and I didn't know what was in it. But I'm like, there's a can and a box of something. So I opened up the box, and I was like, it's taco shells. Hard taco shells. And I got the can, and I was able to get the can opener and opened it up, and I got corn. It was like corn kernels of corn. So I was like, okay. So I had corn tacos. That's how, that's what you do. It's like, there's food in there. So somewhere there's food in this. But it was, I struggled, and just, you have to get knocked down, because if you don't, how do you appreciate success?
Right.
How do you know what success is? You don't. So that's, my
Lot,
thing on it.
lots of nuggets here. One thing I recognize is number one, your mom was your coach. She coached you up really well. Then you've given gratitude and recognition to Kat, who was a instrumental piece there, just believing in you and feeding you and saying one more day, one more day. How important is it for us to surround ourselves with people who care, believe in us, like-minded, and how much does your mind play a role in success as well?
Well, I think being around other musicians, especially hungry musicians, it's the same way with anything. If you're around people that want to do what you do, if you want success, they better want it just as much, or they better want it more than you do, because you got to be pushed. Because I was in a band of the most brilliant musicians in the world, and I'm not overstating that. And they made hardly nothing, and they were the most respected people from all the people that loved them. Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, they were fans of these people, and they were making millions, but they weren't making anything. But they were respected. Like, how far does that go? And so to me, it was like I had to feel like being around somebody that was that brilliant and that headstrong and defining of like nothing is going to keep me from this. I'm going to do this. I was meant to do this. And seeing that and be around it and instilling that in me was crucial to that, because if I had people that were like, nah, we'll see, that whatever blasé attitude, how can you got to want this, you've got to surround yourself with people that want that and that can help you do it. Because the thing is going back to the networking, we're all helping each other, because if I help my wife succeed, I succeed. She helps me succeed, she succeeds. I mean, we all work together. I mean, it's kind of that teamwork, attitude. I mean, there is something to be said about a proper group of individuals that get together for a common goal to achieve something that all benefit from. And the thing is you got to, weak links can affect the whole thing. Sometimes you have to make bad decisions, kick people out of bands that don't have the same vision as you. We got to find somebody that's going to I needed to be pushed, because I don't want to be the best musician in the band. I don't. You don't want to be the best person in your team. You always want to have somebody that you got to strive to get to. Because if you find it's kind of what that one, what is it? I forget what my dad used to tell me. He's like, everybody's got a bunch of friends that has an idiot. And if you don't, you're the idiot.
Oh, that's good.
And so I kind of felt like that, if you think you're, that's how I feel about the weak link. If you're, I don't know. I just think that you got to have somebody that's better than you, or you got to push somebody that's going to push you. You got to have that drive, because if you're the only one, it's a lot easier to push something than it is to pull something, So, you got to go forward, and now, it's, you need all the wheels going in the same direction, I guess I should say.
Yeah. Dawn, I'm going to let you ask Greg a couple questions, and then we'll bring Noelle on. Thank you so much, Greg.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Hi, Greg. How are you?
Hello, Dawn.
Excellent. This is so good. Okay, so I heard you say some things that's key. Mindset. You had a mindset of never quitting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never quitting. And how did you develop that mindset? You also had one of with your mom. She was not going to enable you.
Right.
Do this. Yeah. So speak a little bit about that.
Well, I didn't want to come back home with any sort of failure. That was also a driving point, because failure is what drives us all, the fear of it. And I mean, we want success, but I think the fear of failure is greater than the want of success sometimes, and I'm not sure that's the proper way to look at things, but who am I to say, because that's how I looked at it, and it worked for me. It just made me want to work harder and never take no for an answer, and actually believe what I'm doing, not go through the motions. I mean, you have to believe whatever it is you're doing, because whether it's sales, whether it's an entertainer, whatever it is, you have to believe what you do, because people can see right through it. I mean, if they might not know it, but they're not sure about you if they don't know that. But so you have to believe that you know what you're doing. You have to believe that I'm meant to do this. I'm going to do this. I know I'm breaking off. I was watching that movie American Beauty. I always think of what's that woman? Annette Bening. She's like, I'm going to sell this house. I'm going to sell this house. That's how I was. I'm going to play in this band. I'm going to be on MTV. I'm going to be, and I'm going to do this. My daily confirmation or affirmations, or whatever you want to call it. But I always I'm going to do, going back to that whole, if I have a tough decision, I look at myself in a movie. What is my character? I'm the character of my life. And my mind and my consciousness is just directing my body of what to do, and I just kind of go like character. It gives me the testicular fortitude to go through.
I love that. That is so good, because here's what I'm hearing you say, that basically your parents instilled this in you, and that fear of failure, of letting them down and having to go back home and letting failing or what have you. It could have been a little bit of fear of failure, of letting them down.
Yeah. It would have only affected me because my parents would have obviously been welcoming back with open arms, obviously, and my friends been like, hey man, at least you went out there and gave it a shot, but I just always envisioned myself doing this. I mean, thank God I did it, because I mean, God forbid, I could die tomorrow kind of thing. Like, I'm just fine with what I've been able to accomplish through, my wife's one of the only people in this whole people who know where I'm from and knows how middle of nowhere, but beautiful that this place is. But it's to come from there and to actually do what I've done it's a lot of luck, but it's putting myself in those positions. That's all I did. I was putting myself out there, and a good attitude, and not having, a drug addiction or something like the music business, that helps. But,
Yes.
And being obviously not afraid to go for it, and just having that attitude, and nothing's going to kind of slow me down kind of thing.
Right. So you had this drive that was instilled in you, that you're not going to quit. And no matter what, you're sitting there, you don't know where your next meal is going to come from and what have you, but you're just going to keep going and going and going. And this was instilled in you, your belief and what have you. And did you have people, now I know you said surround yourself with, positive people and what have you, but I'm sure there was a lot of negative Nellies out there telling you, oh, what are you doing this for? What have you? If so, if you had any of that, how did you deal with that?
To be honest, I didn't I didn't from my people in Oklahoma, because I kind of just left. And I was just like, I'm going to go for it. And they're like, good luck. But I mean, because everybody knew, all my friends knew that I had the ability to do it. And I got it mostly from the people in LA that were already jaded, had been there for a few years, and like, nah, it ain't gonna happen, dude. It's too difficult. It's just not, and that's what even made it more desirable, more wanted. I was like, oh, now I want to get it even more, and so, and being prepared at every angle of the way. When I had the audition for the band that I ended up playing with that changed everything, I sat there and I rented out I had no money, but I was able to save enough money through the week to go rent a rehearsal place so I could just go play drums by myself to these songs. And I mean, it was everything I had to go rent this room out for, I think it was $90 for an hour and a half. And $90 was everything to me at that time, but I had to go for it and invest in this. I had to, I had to make sure I put everything I can into this, because these are the shots. These are those things they talk about. You only get one shot kind of thing. And that's the way I looked at it. And I was like, I got to throw everything at this and not take it lightly. And that, in fact, what happened. And it was my shot. And because of that, it just snowballed into one thing into another, which is everything. I mean, success in life usually happens that way. Another thing happens to another thing, and happens, and another thing connects. And then it just starts, this tree starts to go. And then you're just along for the ride at that point. You've created this, but now you've got to ride it out like a wave,
Yeah, that's right. So, and that's great. And I commend you. I mean, you were just go, overcome, being, well, you weren't homeless, but like knowing where your next meal was going to come from, sleeping on an air mattress for a year. And, you just knew that this is what you were destined to do. And no matter what came your way, you overcame it. And so it was mind over matter for you, right? You just knew this is survival. This is what I'm meant to do. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do this no matter what. So
yes. And the fact that also, I mean, I knew that if something was to happen, I could go back home, move in with my mom, and just figure out what my life's going to be like. And I might be welding at WW Trailers there in Madill, Oklahoma. I don't know. But I did knew that that was also at that time scary as hell, that I did not want to do that. Plus, it was California. It never rains. I mean, I didn't want to leave.
Right. So in some other things that I heard you say, so you had this amazing drive. You surrounded yourself with people that were going to help you get to where you wanted to be, keep you on your path, right? And then, so you strategically placed yourself around all these different individuals, and you made sure that you had a plan, and your plan was, no's not an option, failure's not an option, I'm going to succeed no matter what. So, and that's one heck of a mindset. A lot of people, and that's what we have to, that's what I think that sometimes we're lacking, I think, with some of our youth, that they just, I don't know what it is.
I feel the same way, but I'm hoping that it's just, we're just kind of old fogies, like I'm hoping like, no, I feel that I know what you're saying, because I mean, we have a son, and it's kind of like this millennial or Z generation. I don't know what generation we're on, but I mean, I just like,
they're just different.
Right. And like, we didn't have social media. I didn't have a Facebook friend in California I was going to see and have lunch with when I got out there. That wasn't, I mean, there was pen pals, I guess we had, but that's, we didn't have that. So I'm sure now I couldn't imagine it would be I would think a lot easier to move to California, because everybody knows everybody. On Facebook, people know people all over the country now, which is great.
That's right.
Something what you guys do. And it would have been great for something like what I was doing at the time, because I mean, I had found the singer for Journey. He was in a cover band in the Philippines, and they found him on YouTube, and they flew him out, and now he's in Journey. I mean,
I know.
That doesn't happen without the internet.
I mean, you have so many golden nuggets, which is key, that you can extrapolate that to business. The networking, you recognize early on.
I'm selling a product. You're selling a product that still has value, though. Music has no value anymore, because now it just comes from space. It's on my phone now. We don't have records.
I know.
Remember when you wanted to listen to a song, you had to go get the album, pull it out, clean it off, set it on there, listen to it. Now I can pull up any song and just press it on my phone. Which is horrifying for me, because back when I was wanting to do this and trying and all this stuff, it was a lucrative business.
Right.
Now we're just trying to, play music for the love of it.
Right.
Because I tell people, whatever they do, also make sure you love it. You got to love, whether, or believe in it, or whatever it is, because I loved it and I believed in what I did, you know, and I think that that's what causes it. I mean, you can't have success without those two features, because you're not, if you don't love what you do, you're still not successful.
That's right. It's all about passion. You got to find your passion. And if you're passionate about whatever it is that you're passionate about, you just go for it. And
right. And because the passion creates the work ethic. Because then you realize you're not really working. You're doing this because this is what I'm going to do anyway. If I'm not doing it this way, I'm going to be doing some avenue over here, you know. And whether it's because people love to sell, people like in this business, people get off on it, and I think it's great because I love giving people, helping people, like giving them something that, like, especially when somebody like me who doesn't believe in a lot of this stuff, and all of a sudden, oh my God, it changes everything. I mean, it's pretty amazing. I mean, I mean, I know everybody has to, like, that's what you want. That's what you're striving for, to change somebody's life, you know? And so I mean, whatever it is, you know, and if that's what you want to do, then yeah, you're not working. You're just enjoying yourself. But that's good. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. And, you know, we'll have our days where Noelle doesn't want to do a damn thing, and neither do I. You know, it's never the same day. But, you know, we flip flop sometimes. So, you know, she doesn't do, I'll clean the house today, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just like, you know, give yourself, sure, there's those days, but you better get back up on it, because time's just going to pass you by if you don't take advantage of it. Because, like I said, I'm so happy that I don't have any regrets. That's, I mean,
that right there.
I don't have that. I will never have that.
No regrets.
Never.
Live your life that way. No regrets. Try it. If you don't like it, that's okay. Move on. You know that, you know, if you don't like the way something's going or whatever career you're in, and you know, turn the page, start a new chapter. We get to color our canvas of life however we want it to look. So, and you just got to go, and that's good. And I like what you said too about time passing you by. So let me turn it back over to Kiwi. So, because we need to interview Noelle too, but this has been awesome.
Yeah, it has been awesome.
Nuggets. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And we have run out of time, so I'm just going to ask Noelle one question, and if you can turn it over to Cheryl to close us out. But Noelle, why network marketing?
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, so I love it. It's totally exciting to me. There's so much to learn. There's a great community. This company, Zisha, just fell into my lap. It just walked through a door one day. I was as much of a skeptic as Greg in the beginning. I've said that before, but I probably don't say it enough. Just to know that everything just lined up with this company. So I would say to anybody, find the company that you're passionate about, you know, because that's certainly important. But why network marketing? Why not? I guess it'd be my biggest, for anybody. I mean, really, whether it's your side hustle, whether it's your full-time gig. But one thing that you have taught us that Greg has had for quite some time, but now it's developing with both of us into more, is multiple streams of income. We all need to have it, because you have to have that backup plan. Everybody needs a plan B. Everybody needs a backup plan. It's okay when you're 20.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on mine right now. So I didn't know, if you know Kiwi, I'm gonna go take business.
Go ahead and share. Yes.
No, I'm gonna try to start my own business, but it's a actual, like a brick and mortar business. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna sit on it until I'm getting my ducks in a row. And but I'm going at it the same way I went at moving it what I do now. I'm just doing it. I'm not gonna, should I don't know. Just do it. If it fails, it fails.
That's
just
right.
do it.
Or you're not gonna like, or you're either gonna love it when you get into doing it, or you're gonna realize, why did we do this? Because I believe in multiple streams of income, and we went into something, and I'm not gonna say what that is, and I'm just like going, what? Why did we do this? And we're
Well, so far for him, everything's been lining up. But what he was saying at the beginning is he's investing in himself, at least in this first stage, with some business classes up at the
school up here. Just the more I can learn about what I'm trying to do, I'm gonna. It's not something that I've been doing since I was 3 years old, but I've just got an idea for something that's never been really done. So I've got a unique take on something, but it's a surprise.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Thank you so much, Greg and Noelle, for your time and for sharing. Cheryl, go ahead and open up and close us out, and then we'll unmute and everybody can say hey to Greg, okay, and Noelle.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to close you guys out. I want to say thank you to Nicole for doing the welcomes, and Kibi and Don for the interviews with Greg and Noelle. Oh my goodness. Greg and Noelle, you guys are something special. You guys are a powerhouse couple, and you were drumming your way through the interviews. You were drumming your way through the business tips. Okay. Greg, you dropped so many nuggets. I couldn't keep up with all of the nuggets that you were giving. You should write a book, my friend. But I'm just going to sum both you and your beautiful wife up together, okay? So you guys were saying, from what I heard that stood out with me, that multiple streams of income, everybody should have a plan B and be passionate about your plan B and what you're doing. Now, some other things that I heard, oh my goodness, there were so many nuggets. What I did was just clump them together, because all of these things were dealing with personal development. So the things that I heard that I took away was taking action. I heard community, having a community and a positive mindset. I heard make no excuses. I heard daily networking. I heard determination, preparation. I heard vision. And I'm like, how many times have we heard about the vision board? You had vision, and success leaves clues. You were talking about being around people who are better than yourselves. I was like, oh my goodness, this man's just dropping these things all over. I don't even know if you did that, if you knew that. But Confucius once said, if you love what you do for a living, you never have to work a day in your life. And you nailed that by saying and giving us the example and bringing us into your life. And I just want to say to you guys, thank you all for sharing. Thank you for dropping these nuggets. Thank you for making this so personal and bringing it into a very real world way, so that we can understand how to mesh the two together. So with all of that being said, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I want you to have a good night, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. We'll see you all next year. Thank you guys. Love you all. Thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate you.